Did your family member got death and you are having dream of your family? If then there are some special reason that are responsible to see your family member in the dream. In this video we will discuss about the spiritual meaning that are responsible to have dream about the death family member. Let's start now. To dream of a dead person is an experience that scares many people. But dreaming about a deceased family member is an event that not only reminds us of our mortality but also of the times we spent with that person. This kind of dream evokes the memory of that person's death as well as many negative emotions and things that go with it. Bereavement, sorrow, depression, coffin, funeral, etc. Number 1. A relationship might come to an end. Dreams of dead relatives may indicate that a relationship with a person you still care about will come to an end. Of course, it can actually be a relationship with a family member, but it might also be with a friend or colleague whom you considered so close that you saw them as a relative. Although you feel deep inside like that is the right move, it won't be easy to decide on such a radical step that will require you to let that person go their own way. Number 2. Great responsibility is near. The death of a person is a great loss for any family that brings grief, sadness, and suffering. But besides the difficult time people go through, in many cases, someone must undertake the responsibilities and duties of the deceased. These can be responsibilities of emotional, financial, or some other nature. If you had dream visitations by a dead relative, it is possible you feel that you will have to take on some difficult task or obligation at some point in the near future. Number 3. You just can't change certain things. No matter how dear our family members are to us, we can't protect them from death because no one has yet escaped that destiny. Dreams of dead people who are our relatives, such as mom, aunt, or grandparents, are mostly uncomfortable experiences because, during the dream, we feel helpless for not being able to do anything. Such a dream may imply that you are too burdened by things you can't change. Number 4. You can't seem to let go of something from the past. Another possible dream interpretation is that you are unsuccessfully trying to forget an event from the past. However, no matter how hard you try, that event haunts you, and your subconscious and conscious minds use this dream as a constant reminder of it. Maybe the person you dreamed about was involved in that situation, but it is also possible that the person is a symbol of something from bygone times. You feel like there's some unfinished business and that you need closure in order to move on. Number 5. Did you actually lose someone close? Dreaming of a dead relative is sometimes a reflection of our desires since we subconsciously or consciously miss that person. In this way, the brain satisfies our emotional need for companionship through a dream but also processes the sadness and regret of losing that person. If the person has recently passed away, this is the brain's way of saying goodbye to that person and comforting the dreamer. Number 6. Distance yourself from someone. Dreams of a dead relative can be a sign that you should distance yourself from people who drain your energy. It's probably a person who is close to us but whines all the time. After every meeting and conversation with them, worry and anxiety start ruling over us. However, since you are in a close relationship, it is difficult to avoid them. But you have to do it, at least for a while, to save your own psyche. Number 7. You are thinking of abandoning a project. Seeing a dead family member in a dream may mean that in your waking life, you are thinking of giving up on a project or idea even before you have tried to implement it. Unfortunately, people rarely decide to take on big steps because of the inevitable uncertainty that awaits them. The comfort and security of the known are just too alluring. Surprises and, therefore, disappointments, failures, and despair are rare. Number 8. Do you miss guidance in life? People who die are almost always older than us. If it is a person from the family, there is a big possibility that it was someone who not only meant a lot to us but also was a great help throughout our ups and downs. After all, our elders have tons of life experience and can guide us to the right path. If you had someone like this in your life, it is not strange that you dream about them. Number 9. Some changes are good. Although dreaming about a dead relative was traditionally considered a bad omen, nowadays, such a dream sometimes symbolizes the end of one phase and the beginning of a new one. After all, this dream forces us to face difficult feelings such as sadness, regret, and nostalgia. All these feelings, as well as the death of a family member, represent a change in us and our lives.